So perhaps I could throw someone up there.
Dr. Professor would prefer not to be fastball special.
All right, we'll do it the long way.
You can throw me later.
Okay. You promise?
I promise.
Fire Ant can have little a fastball special as a treat. And the button has been pressed. It all went downhill from there. Hello, and welcome to Moe's School for Gifted Youth. This is a different arc than the other one that's going on. I'm not going to say the other one is done. Nope, this is a different group. My name is Crash. I will be your GM for the evening. Tonight I am joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Ellie, Q, and Tom. And because this is a new group of superheroes, I am going to ask my wonderful players to introduce their characters.
Who's going first?
Sounds like you.
Well, who's on first?
Sounds like it. Hey everybody, I'm Q. I am going to be playing Jamal Hawass, whose superhero name is Apophis. He is, let's see, he's a resilient pugilist with divination flavor and strikes like a rattler. You regular Cypher players will know what that means. To me, it's still sinking in because this is only the second Cypher game I've played in. But yeah, he's a punchy guy, so jumps in, punches things. He has like the ability to put on some like snake-like armor for a little bit of protection, but mostly he punches things and poisons them.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, his punches are venomous.
Yes, I think they can be, or I don't know if they always are. It's been a minute since I made the character.
I would allow you to... actually, no, hold on. Venomous Strike is a 1 intellect point ability. So, yeah, by default, they're not venomous, but you can spend an intellect point to make them be so and do an additional point of damage that ignores armor.
Yeah.
So that's nice, because when you're fighting something with armor, that's annoying in this game.
Yeah.
If you have armor, that's not annoying at all.
So that's me, Tom.
All right.
Hey, my name's Tom, sometimes known as Bolthra, and I'm playing Fire Ant, who is a mighty warrior who performs feats of strength. I honestly don't remember what his real name is, so maybe he has amnesia, who knows? But he also enjoys punching things and has kind of a fiery punch, the stinger, as we'll maybe call it. And this is my first time playing the Cypher system. I actually ran the system, but still don't really know what I'm doing. So that's why I'm here. So and glad to be here. Thank you, Crash.
Mm-hmm. Not a problem. And for the record, before Ellie introduces her wonderful character, I remember saying in the very first D&D podcast that I released that anytime we mess up, we didn't mess up, it was a house rule. I will stand by that. All right. So that brings us to Ellie. Who are you playing this evening?
Hi, I'm Ellie, and I'm playing Cassie Haag, that's spelled H-A-A-G, whose superhero name is Ironclad, and she's a sharp-eyed machinist who fuses flesh and steel. And she can punch things, but mostly she relies on a blaster built into her arm and hacking technology to do what she wants it to.
Nice.
All right. And I know the spelling is H-A-A-G because I can see all your character sheets, but I still want to mispronounce that last name and say that you have a relative that's, shall we say, an entrepreneur in a southern town where people say they're the boss.
Perhaps those Duke boys will show up.
They are immediately kicked out of town for driving a vehicle called the General Lee. And everyone says, wow, you are... Read the room. This is a small town in Pennsylvania. No. I haven't named the town that this is taking place in, but it is... The location in Pennsylvania would be not northeast Pennsylvania, not southeast Pennsylvania, but right in the middle, right around that area. If you know where actual Bethlehem, Pennsylvania is, it's closest to there.
I do indeed.
Okay. That's the first school system I ever taught in. But, well, that paid me money to teach. Okay. Well, student teaching, I'm told, doesn't count. So, regardless. All right. So, taking a look at this. All right. You are all students at Moe's School for Gifted Youth, a superhero academy based out of a small town in eastern Pennsylvania. There's also a Moe's Academy for the Delinquent and Disturbed. That's nearby, and that's for supervillains, but that's a different Moe. And apparently the trademark enforcement lawyers are making a lot of money. What the press knows is that Moe's students attend almost entirely with a full ride scholarship, paid for through a collection of corporate sponsorships. Moe has connections. There's also a few branding deals that bring in some additional cash. These powers combined help the school to break even. What is less well known is that Moe's income is supplemented by sending special teams out to do freelance consultancy for various organizations, including some law enforcement agencies, although he's a little picky about that, and whichever corporate sponsors have given enough money to unlock that particular donation tier. Students on special teams are assigned there as a disciplinary action. A notable example involved a group taking the school's capybara mascot out for a night of bowling that led to arson, assault, reckless endangerment, and evidence tampering charges. You are on one of these special teams, and Moe has a job for you to do. You can refuse, but that may lead to your expulsion for the thing that put you on the special team in the first place. So, first question of the evening, what did you do?
Well, Cassie got into a bit of a competition with a student from the other school where they turned even more ridiculous objects into, or ever more ridiculous objects into giant robots and had them fight in the middle of the freeway.
I absolutely love this because I know which person it is. All right.
They were friendly fights. They weren't hurting anybody. It just happened to cause some property damage.
Oh, yeah. Bug didn't see anything wrong with this whatsoever until his probation officer informed him that there was something wrong with it.
How it goes.
So,
anyway, that's my special teams rationale.
Well, allegedly, mind you, my I keep rats. I guess you'd call it a collection, but they're my friends. Allegedly, they got loose in the headmaster. Well, in Moe's unmentionable drawer. Yes.
Oh,
and nested. Apparently, he didn't like that.
No, I did not like that at all. Look, I have carved out a little area in the research wing. They happen to already have facilities to support them. You're still in charge of feeding them. You got to make sure you take the time to do that, clean their cages and everything. But this one's mine now. I've named him Bitey. We are friends.
Oh, he's a nice one. Well, I mean, not nice in that he's kind to people.
Well, yes, I know. I didn't say that he was biting me.
And I understand I have to keep an eye on them. And if I don't take care of them, that they will be relegated to the research team.
What? No, that'd be incredibly cruel. We don't allow animal testing here. We only test on humans.
He's in so much trouble.
Well, I hope you've learned your lesson, because this will be graded.
I certainly have.
All right. Fire Ant.
Yeah. Well, I was at a wrestling practice, and there was a guy who was a lot bigger than me. He said there was no way I could beat him unless I used my special abilities. And I showed him the old icy hot in the supporter trick. Worked just fine. He went down before we even stepped on the mat.
That'll do it every time.
Yes. So the thing is, that particular student's superhero name is the Calculator. He's very good at solving math problems. He just likes the gym a lot. He had no superpowers to prevent what you did. He's going to be out of action for quite some time now.
Couldn't he have just done the math and seen it coming? Rim shot.
Tom.
He kind of looks around like, not funny, not funny. Oh. And I've decided his real name is Freddy.
By the way, I did look it up. You sent it to me in a DM. His original name was Michael, but Freddy works fine.
Freddy
Fire Ant.
Freddy Fire Ant. Thank you for looking that up.
Hey, nothing's canon until it is, and we can always retcon.
There you go.
It's not like we're going to take this seriously. We're a bunch of nerds hopping online to play a game that's about math and superheroes. Only serious discussions from here on out, even if Kevin's in the room. All right. So you three have been gathered together to be a special team. And, right. So I have a job for you. And, hold on. No, we got to take care of this first. I'm so sorry. By the way, Mo's office looks a little different every week or so. Right now, there's a very thick carpet on the floor. All of the furniture is made of a dark stained wood. There's bookcases with smaller bookcases on them where you open up a door and there's another bookcase inside of it. Last week, it was all polished marble, but this week it looks different. But he's sighing heavily and going, so, oh wait, I shared this before, but I need to do this again. I made sure that I had a thing set up so I can actually show you pictures of people as they're talking. So, can I do...
Where will they show up?
Well, if I do this right, in the middle of your screen.
Hey, Mo.
Yeah, there's Mo. Because he's a tiefling in the D&D campaign, and dagnabbit, I decided I wasn't going to change it. So, we need to address this, because Kevin got a bunch of the paper pushers to start calling you the Punchy Bros as a team name. And I don't know why it's really annoying to me, but it's really annoying to me, and they won't change it until you come up with a better name. So you need a team name.
Punchable?
We're just doing this one special trip.
Oh, it's delightful that you think that's how this works.
Punch and Rudy?
Special trippers?
For reasons that involve PR, no, we cannot use that one. Maybe in Maryland.
Oh.
No, never mind.
Punch drunk?
We're supposed to be kids.
Well, Mo's school does go up to college level because he would argue it's because not all colleges provide the special needs that superheroed youth require. But in reality, it's because if you stick around longer, he makes more money off of you.
How about the hit list?
Sure.
Let's go with that for now. If we workshop something better, then that's fine. So long as they don't call you the Punchy Bros. But I'll talk to Kevin about this.
How about the Punchy Peeps?
That is more inclusive.
It is. But also, are you saying that because we're near Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and it just happened to be Easter recently?
Yeah, I suppose the zeitgeist does play a small role.
Well, this will be confusing to everyone in late June, but that could work. Regardless, let's talk about Hypertech Unlimited Limited. Mo looks around to see if any of you recognize the name of that business.
I thought they went bankrupt.
I thought there was a scandal.
You're both right. No, Ellie, Mo is not going to give you three an airplane. Yes, the school has vehicles that can be used by special teams. None of them fly, and this is intentional. People complain about us not having flying cars yet. They're called helicopters, and most people should not be behind the stick for a helicopter. So, Hypertech Unlimited Limited, as you may already know, billed itself as one of the premier robotics invention and manufacturing companies. Right up until one of their primary investors got caught making a lot of bad decisions. Their creative haters of acronyms Old School Society, as they insist on being called, got caught making a lot of things with, they were doing money laundering, market interference, employing a league of supervillains, and most heinously, not bribing the right people with enough money.
That last one is really what sets them apart.
Yes, you'd think they would have known better, but they were a little new on the scene. Well, with the funding dried up, Hypertech Unlimited Limited has filed for bankruptcy. This is usually a boon for the circulating vultures, of whom several are paying me quite well. But unfortunately, someone's been going to the offices and factories and clearing out anything valuable before the auctions. I have been listed Thank you for your immediate and unsolicited denial of everything. I appreciate it. Also, for the record...
I'm only bringing it up because I was going to ask if I could.
Okay, first of all, take your luck point. Look, I made that sound effect. Dagnabbit, I need to include it somewhere.
Tootin'.
Look, I was going to save this for later, but the main thing we're looking for is the network accessible storage. The rest of it is, okay, there's some people bidding on it, but if it happens to get destroyed or go missing, I didn't see it.
What's on it?
Oh, research documents. I should probably let Dr. Professor handle this. Dr. Professor, and Mo pulls open a drawer and presses a button that's inside of it, and a bookcase slides open to show the back of someone's lab coat because they are facing the wrong way. They get started.
Candle again.
It's not a candle. Okay, last week it was a candle, but there's too many books in here today. Okay, let me go to this, and I will show you Dr. Professor. There we go. Dr. Professor. He is, in fact, wearing a lab coat. He's an older gentleman. Sorry?
Sup, Doc?
When you say sup, Doc, he realizes that the door behind him has opened, and also it was the door behind him. So he jumps a little bit, turns and faces you, and looks around the room. And he's the kind of person where he would probably be nervously cleaning his glasses while he's talking to you, but he doesn't appear to wear glasses. So he just doesn't know what to do with his hands. He is constantly putting them into the pockets of his lab coat and then pulling them out and then putting them back
rubbing
in.
His thumb against his forefinger like
Doesn't know. If you gave him a fidget, he'd probably be very, very happy. Or embarrassed. Or both. My favorite fidget is the clicker ones, and those are horrible for everyone who is not me. Because I end up making the clicker fidget everyone else's problem.
clicky, 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 clicky.
Yeah, I love them. I love hearing them. Most people don't. All right, so, hello. Hi, yes, I am Dr. Professor, formerly employed by Hypertech Unlimited Limited, until quite recently, in fact. Fortunately, during the bankruptcy and liquidation proceedings, the person who was going to be negating my credentials for entering facilities, they were terminated before I was. So my keycard still works. And he smiles nervously at that. I'm sure this is not going to be a problem. It's not going to be a problem, right? He looks over at Mo. I assure you it won't be. And if it ends up being a problem, it won't be. Right. With that very confusing statement, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. And yes, what was the question?
What's up, Doc?
Well, there are many things at high altitudes. Usually, some of them are accelerating rapidly before they decelerate equally rapidly. But I feel like I'm missing a social cue for that.
No, Mo replaced the ceiling. He wants people to admire it.
Oh, there appear to be a great number of rafters up there in the darkness where one could sit brooding. Yes, don't draw on too heavily. Sometimes someone is up there brooding.
If you stare too long, you might end up with a pea in your eye or something.
Yes, and for the record, if you do happen to encounter an angry, diminutive, gray-skinned person wearing a bat costume, notify security and leave.
Coming down.
Bat Punk is canon in this universe.
Yes. I love that.
Sometimes my jokes are for a very small audience. Sometimes they're just for me. In this case, they were for specifically two people. Although Ellie's played a character who's met Punk. So
Yes.
I was about to say, I'm very sorry that the last time I met Punk, I turned him into a rabbit and tossed him through a hole.
he was a very angry rabbit, though.
Yes, yeah, very.
Hashtag Peter remembers.
Yes.
Fortunately, I tossed him through a hole into a tunnel full of things that were attacking, I think. And so he had quite a bit of... It was a target-rich environment.
Yes.
Punk lives his best life. Most people around Punk don't get to.
No.
So my games, in case you haven't noticed, tend to end up being 75% references to other games by volume.
Okay.
If I was sorry about this, I would try to change my ways. But that's
He is
a big
unrepentant.
if. Yes, I am unrepentant.
Unlike Drax, most of them will probably go over my head.
Right. So we were wondering what was on the network accessible storage. Oh, yes. The majority of Hypertech Unlimited Limited's research materials, documentation, research notes, fails experiments, schematics for successful experiments, schematics for unsuccessful experiments. It's pretty much the lion's share of everything that we did. And that's what the wealthiest individuals are going to be bidding for during the auction. Yes. And most of the people doing that bidding are paying me to make sure it doesn't walk away.
Is that our assignment? We're just supposed to guard a data bank?
Oh, no, of course not. You're supposed to guard Dr. Professor while he retrieves the databank.
Oh.
Because you may have noticed, he looks a little squishy. I'll have you know I've been
So an
working
escort
out.
mission.
Yes, it is an escort mission.
And he's going to walk incredibly slow, I'm sure.
Can I?
No, he's going to walk
I
at a
feel like
speed
this
that. Sorry, Ellie, you
I
go.
feel like this is something that everybody else has gotten, but it feels really obvious to me, and I just want to make sure I understand right. If this is on a NAD, why don't you just copy it off from here?
Well, it's on an internal network, but there's an air gap.
Oh, it's air gapped. Okay.
Yes. So there's terminals in the building that can access it, but it. Yes, you know what an air gap is.
Yeah.
There's actually multiple air gaps. Some of the research went into invasive systems that could take over other systems if they got connected. And after a few spaghetti code incidents, we had to take further precautions.
Okay, good.
Yes. And for the record, he's not going to walk incredibly slow. He's going to walk at a speed that is a little bit faster than your walking pace, but not fast enough to be your running pace.
Yeah.
We have to walk backwards.
Right. Putting on a dance emoji and all sorts of things. So
Mhm.
All
tap my
right.
foot. So
Walk ahead, wait. Walk ahead, wait.
yep.
Oh,
Right.
crap.
And,
Stuck behind a plant.
The pathing is broken. Someone submit a ticket for one of the GMs. Wait, I'm the GM. No, stop. Please do not give me a full list of everything you have attempted to fix this yourself. It's obvious that the one thing on the list that you should have done, turn it off and back on again, is not on the list.
But if I turned it off, I couldn't implement all the other fixes.
All right.
Also, why does it
I
say
tell you
high
about-
yield explosives?
This is a quick story, I promise. Did I tell you about why our deployment last week ran until 1:30 in the morning?
Not me.
I don't think so.
So deployments for us take quite a long time because we have to run all the unit tests and all the database migrations just to make sure that everything works before we deploy. And so we deployed the first time and everybody said, yay, all the code is there. And I looked at it and I said, wait a minute. It's not using some of the new environment variables that are supposed to be there to tell it what to do. And we looked at it and we looked at the deployment and the new environment was deployed. And the new servers were deployed, and it turned out that we had deployed them in the wrong order. And so the new environment wasn't ready when we started deploying the new servers. So we had to start the whole process over again.
And who was standing there smacking their head going, oops.
The brand new DevOps guy whose first deployment this was.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, it will make for a great story
Right?
and a wonderful learning experience. One hopes.
At least it was a more obvious problem than the last time we had a problem like this, where it turned out that on the testing server, you have to have the testing branch of the environment repository checked out, or it doesn't work. This makes no sense to anybody who doesn't do computers, but if you do computers, I assure you it's funny.
It If you do stuff with computers for a living, I'm so sorry. But also, we accept you one of us.
Yes. Anyway.
One of us.
Anyway, so we have a scene transition where a fist icon spins in a circle while flying towards the screen until it obscures everything, and then it zooms away again with a slight imprint of multiple knuckles on the screen before it slowly fades away. Dang it, I'm going to have to make that animation, aren't I? I know how to make that animation. I am probably going to have to make that animation now that it's in my head.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I will share it afterwards. Right. But you are now in the lobby of Hypertech Unlimited Limited. The polished marble floor, I guess that's where it went from when Mo got out of his office, and high arched ceiling almost make you forget that the rest of this building is mostly a converted warehouse. A solitary desk is situated close to the far wall. Over to the side, a 10-foot tall robot with a transparent dome for a head stands menacingly on a small platform. It is not made to appear friendlier by the holographic smiley face that can be seen within the glass dome. CRU-05 is painted onto the left side of its wide chest plate. Next to its platform is a small sign with a single button. And Dr. Professor, after letting you in, is walking with purpose, as I said, a little bit faster than your walking pace, but slower than your running pace, towards a set of double doors that are about also 10 foot tall, not directly behind the desk, but over to the side behind the desk. But I will share.
Mr. Dr. Professor, sir?
Yes.
What happens if I push this button?
Oh, that's there for investors and tourists. It basically just gives you information about the CRU-05 unit.
Oh, okay.
If he's so tall, why does he need to stand on a platform?
Because it was believed that it would, one, make him more imposing, and two, would keep most people from standing next to him for selfies.
Okay.
He fell over once. It was an issue.
Push the button.
I'm not pushing the button.
Please don't push the button. It's rather annoying.
All right.
All right. Freddie will try to catch up with Mr. Dr. Professor.
Okay.
Right.
As you catch up with the Dr. Professor, he looks at the three of you and goes, usually when I say that, someone presses the button. Well, this might work out better than I thought.
We could always press it on the way out, couldn't we?
That's what I was thinking. I didn't want to make people annoyed while we're going in.
Once the job's done.
So long as I'm out of the room first, that might be fine. Right. Follow me into the machine shop.
To that thing a billion times, huh?
No, 871.
Okay.
Right. So you walk through the double doors into the machine shop. So this is a very large room. It takes up most of the space inside this converted warehouse. So it's almost the entire length of it. There appears to be, off in the distance, there is a room that is suspended above everything and partially over another room where there is a wall that doesn't quite go all the way up to the ceiling. But most of it is this, and there's all kinds of machinery, most of which are covered in dust cloths, so you can't see what's exactly in them. But if you spent any time in a machine shop, you might be able to guess, based on that thing's profile, that's probably a lathe, that might be a drill press or a bandsaw. Based on the detritus that are around this, that is definitely a table saw, etc., etc., etc. And that might be one of those 3D milling machines. Oh, those look nice. This is definitely not the GM listing a bunch of things that he would love to have when he retires.
Right.
It has time to do stuff like this outside of teaching, but we're not going to talk about that anymore. I don't know why you brought that up.
Yeah, all Apophis knows is he probably shouldn't touch anything in here.
Oh, no, you are allowed to touch whatever you want. I assure you. If it cuts off a finger, it just won't be mine. That's fine.
Nope.
Also, you would need to power up before it was able to amputate anything. But this is disturbing.
Just my luck. I accidentally hit the power button and the thing would explode. So let's just carry on.
Oh, no, it definitely wouldn't. You'd have to power up something over on that side of the room. You see the blast shields over there?
Okay, Fire Ant, that's your side of the room.
Got it.
Actually, I have a better idea. And Dr. Professor goes over to a terminal and pulls out a USB stick, plugs it in, and types something on a keyboard, then types a few more things, then uses a trackball, then types a few more things. Right. And execute. Oh, 1 second. Sudo execute. Password. Right. And the terminal housing opens up and 3 small drones sort of make that high-pitched fan noise that drones will make and start flying off in different directions. Right, so these are going to scout the area, and if it finds any intruders in here, they will come back to me, since I'm the one who activated them and has some credentials on me, and let me know that I should probably be running. I'll point which way they came from for you.
Great. And you updated them to acknowledge the 3 of us as not intruders?
Dr. Professor stares right at your character for a little bit. Apophis. That's his name. Apophis. I almost called him Apostrophe, that would be a different character. But he stares at Apophis with no expression whatsoever, then goes back to the terminal and types in a few more things. Then turns back and says, yes, of course.
Oh, good. I knew you'd think of that.
Fire Ant's just looking around, just seeing if he can track where these things are going.
Okay. So I'm going to have you do the first roll of the evening.
Yay.
Okay. This is going to be a roll for noticing things.
Okay.
So while I am fiddling around trying to find a particular thing that I'm going to have you be rolling for, just look at your character sheet and see if there's any skills or abilities you have that make it easier for you to notice things. Like say...
Not really.
Okay. Well, that doesn't mean this task is going to be impossible. It's just you're not going to have anything that makes it significantly easier.
Right.
So...
This be an intellect roll?
It is going to be an intellect roll, and as soon as I find the thing that I am looking for, I will tell you what the difficulty level is. There it is. Okay, this is going to be, before any modifications, difficulty 2. So that means without modifications, you'd have to roll a 6 or higher. You could spend effort. You have 1 effort, so you could spend 3 points of intellect, which I wouldn't recommend since you only have 9 on this character, to make it be difficulty 1. And also, at this point, your target number is 6.
Yeah.
You've got it well over 50%. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then I believe I just click roll. Oof. 3.
All right.
He is a brick.
Okay. Well, it's not a 1. 1s lead to free GM intrusions. I tend to give XP for those anyway because I like giving out XP. But you fail, but you don't fail to the point where everything's going horribly. You just don't see where the drones have gone. There's a lot of machinery everywhere here, and they're not flying very, very high off the ground. So you quickly lose them behind some larger contraptions.
Sounds fair.
Can I make the same roll?
You may definitely make the same roll.
What was the base difficulty?
Base difficulty is 2.
Okay. Only the 1. Because I'm trained in perception actions.
There we go. That would bring it down to 1, which means you'd need a 3 or higher.
A 2. No, it's a 13.
That's a 13. That is a success. So I joke about these being games for math, but if you know your 3 times tables, that's the most important thing for Cypher.
Right.
Everything's based on the 3 times tables. All right. So you very quickly notice that the drones aren't the only things that are moving around. There are also some orange colored robots that are walking around. Some of them are like holding a dustpan and a brush. Some of them are holding little microfiber cloths, but some of them have gotten into line of sight with you and have turned and are starting to walk towards you. They have just noticed you, and you have just noticed them. If you wanted to keep a wide berth at their current pace, you might be able to do it. And here's what those look like.
Mm-hmm.
Height-wise, they look like they stand to be about 4 foot tall.
Slightly shorter than me.
Fair enough. I am gonna tap in the other two and point these out.
Oh, where do they come from?
Robots. Are they... Is it just me, or are they headed straight for us?
They're carrying brooms.
I don't know.
So-
Yes.
Well, to answer your questions, they're orderly bots. They got colored orange for high visibility purposes, and also because several people started calling them orange orderlies, and they thought that was funny. But they're mainly here to do menial tasks. They might have decided to come over and greet us, because that was one of the features that was built in for the various people who would come in saying that they were interested in investing. Although I'm surprised they're moving. They should have all been shut down when we shut everything else down.
Oh, good.
Could they have been reactivated to help out around here for the auction?
Could be. The place would collect a lot of dust and would make things look a bit neater.
Fire Ant will just kind of take a step back, because if it seems like it's going to come in his path, he's going to just kind of step back, and hopefully it just walks past him.
Okay. So you take a step back, and as it's walking towards you, before it gets to the point where it has to turn to go in the direction that you moved, a robotic voice comes out. The mouth on there, which you can see is this rectangular shape, which I explained because it's an audio format. It moves open and closed, but not in a way where it matches the words that are being said. It's more like it's rhythmically just opening and closing at the same rate as the syllables come out in a variable rate.
The voice is dubbed in later.
Exactly. We're sorry, the machine shop is currently closed. Please vacate the premises or the authorities will be contacted. We're sorry, the machine shop is currently closed. Please vacate the premises or the authorities will be contacted.
We came in with the doctor.
Sorry, we'll be on our way then.
We're sorry,
Grab
the
Dr.
machine shop,
Person and
the one that Fire Ant moved to get out of the way of, has turned and is now walking towards Fire Ant some more.
I will.
going to shoo you out.
I will go in another direction.
It is
That is not the
definitely
direction it's
pursuing
coming.
you.
We'll just continue this dance. Or say, we're leaving soon. You don't have to tell me twice.
All right. Give me another roll, difficulty 2, but this is not going to be an intellect roll. This is going to be a speed roll.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask everyone else to give me that roll as well.
Okay.
Okay.
What kind of speed roll is it?
It's a speed roll to avoid things. Because there's multiples of these that are walking around the machine shop. And as they spot you, they start walking towards you.
Would my might defense help me?
That would help for a might roll, but this is for a...
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Speed. Yeah. So okay. Yeah, I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah. So I guess. So how do we do that?
Okay. So when you're given the difficulty level, one of your jobs is to look at your character sheet and think, okay, well, is there anything that would bring this down? And that might be an ability you have. That might be a skill you have. You might be trained in something. You might have a power shift that helps with that. So like with Tom saying, well, would my might defense help? That was Tom trying to argue it down that it should be lower than difficulty 2 for whatever reason. In this case, it didn't work out. But if Tom said, well, I'm trained in speed defense, that would bring it down to difficulty 1.
Right.
And Cypher system is very loose when it comes to the names of skills. So there's a suggested skill list, but you can put all kinds of things on there that aren't on there. So it's really a matter of the GM deciding on the fly, yeah, you're making a good argument for that.
Right.
Now, is
So
this
my
like-
trained without armor giving me trained in speed defense when I'm not wearing armor might be relevant here.
Oh, yeah, this would be a speed defense roll. So that would reduce it. And looking at what you've got for that.
So then the real question is, what buttons do I push?
Well, there are buttons we can press on the character sheets that would roll and do the math for us. But to be honest, a lot of the times, I just go and click on that D20 button in the text box over there on the right-hand side and hit roll. And with an 18, Ironclad very easily succeeds. With a 19, Apophis is also going to succeed. These are crit results, by the way.
Right?
Fire Ant succeeds. So could have been better, but the bottom line is, like, any fight you can walk away from, you are literally walking away from it. They are also walking. They don't seem to have a run function, which is for the best.
Right.
So
Take Dr. Professor by the arm and kind of like, come on, let's obey our robot overlords.
Okay. So, Tom, as Fire Ant is moving to avoid the... you are attempting to exit pursued by Orange Robot. As you round a corner, there is another one that is also walking towards you, saying the same thing. At the exact same time, it is a stereo effect, which is possibly a little unnerving and makes it harder to notice where they are. Because of the stereo effect, it makes it sound like, because both ears are hearing it, like it's coming from a different location. It's Dolby surround sound, Orange Robots. So you didn't see them there, you didn't hear them there. They go to take a swing at you. You succeed in avoiding it. But that would have been close if you hadn't zigged instead of zagged.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm finding myself surrounded?
You are not surrounded, but
Not quite.
let's say if you were going in the 4 cardinal directions, 2 of those directions currently have Orange Robots.
Okay. He doesn't want to hit one of these things yet. But if he cannot get to the rest of the group, he's going to have to. So
Okay. So let's take a look at these other rolls here. Ironclad got an 18. So again, the Orange Robot is attempting to take a swing at you, but you're on the other side of a lathe. So it doesn't actually manage to do anything. It thought it was close enough. It wasn't. If this had been an attack roll for you, you would have hit it and done extra damage. With a 19, Apophis, you have the option of applying a minor effect. You don't have to, but you can. So minor combat effect, I'm going to say we're not doing damage yet because you were trying to avoid getting hit as opposed to hitting it. But you would be allowed to do a distract, knockback, move past. Those are the 3 that I would allow off of the minor combat effects table.
Okay, well, let's see if we can trip up its pathfinding algorithm and get it stuck behind a machine.
Oh my gosh, it's the whole quest giver thing. Yeah, so you definitely managed to do that. You have distracted it in a way where when you move past, it turns to follow you, and there's a cable that is running out from one of these machines and taking a hard right turn before going down into the poured concrete at just the right height where none of the robot's sensors acknowledge it. So it's just walking forward, but the feet are dragging on the ground and it's not moving forward at all. They are continuing to say, "We're sorry, the machine shop is currently closed. Please vacate the premises or the authorities will be contacted." And they are continuing to say this as the 3 of you with Dr. Professor are moving towards that central room that is hanging above everything else.
Okay.
Yes. You were about to say something?
Is that the central room that's hanging above everything? Is that someplace we need to go, Dr. Professor?
Oh, yes, that is our intended destination. There's some office space up there, a bunch of desks, some paperwork that we actually don't need because, well, tiling time cards right now is not really going to be very useful, is it? But that is where their network accessible storage also happens to be. There used to be 2 sets of stairs that would lead up, but there was a structural failure, so we're going to need to access it through the testing and disposal room as opposed to the machine shop. That's going to be right this way.
Can we jump up there?
It's a good 20 feet off the ground. So that depends on your character. Can your character jump 20 feet?
I'm trained in all actions involving lifting and throwing things. So perhaps I can throw someone up there.
Dr. Professor would prefer not to be fastball special.
All right, we'll do it the long way.
You can throw me later.
Okay. You promise?
I promise.
Fire Ant can have little a fastball special as a treat. All right. So you go through a door that is built into a wall that, like I said, doesn't go all the way up. It's stopped before you get to the suspended room. But the walls are fairly thick, and as you go through, you get the sense that they're thick enough that there's reinforcement in there. Perhaps if someone had a high caliber rifle, it would still have difficulty going through these particular walls. Which, I don't know why I bothered to bring that up, but food for thought. But you enter the machine, you leave the machine shop and you go into testing and disposal. This room is small only in comparison to the machine shop. It's still quite large. We're talking basketball court size. The center of the floor is painted with what appear to be registration markings. And there are several heavy-duty robots that are sitting dormant next to bins that are full of crushed machinery. And what is this? Yes, I see that GIF. I see that GIF and acknowledge its presence. I am going to share an image of the robots that you see in this particular room. They appear to be more heavily constructed than the ones that were following you around, although these do not appear to be moving around asking you to leave while taking swings at you. This room also has a staircase that the structural supports for it are all coming from the ceiling. And you get a sense for why the other one had failures, because you're not on it yet, but it still looks like it's moving slightly. But that is leading up to that central room. And we've been playing for about an hour. How are we feeling? Do we want to take a short break?
I wouldn't mind a quick 5-minute break.
All right. I'm going to pause the recording. 5 minutes, everyone. Let's keep it to 15.
All right. I'll be back.
And that's when one of the machinists said punchline, which I still don't understand. There was nothing that led up to it. They just said punchline. Anyway.
And then he smacked you? No?
Well, I did flinch, and there were many people who laughed, but I assumed it had something to do with the joke, which everyone insisted there was. Regardless, we're here now. We should probably head up. I always hate these stairs. So if you hear any sound of snapping metal, don't yell out. You'll cover up the sound of the snapping metal, and I won't know that I should be preparing to fall. But also...
Okay, so we should go up one at a time?
I don't see that any of us has that kind of patience. Dr. Professor is already heading up the stairs, and you can tell, yeah, those are definitely moving because these aren't very well secured. But Ellie, you told me...
Yeah.
Ellie, you told me Ironclad was going to do something in the testing and disposal room with these white robots.
I'm using Find the Flaw.
Okay. So let's take a look at what Find the Flaw does. Because, fun fact, it's been a long time since I've encountered this ability. If an opponent has a straightforward weakness, takes extra damage from fire, can't see out of their left eye, and so on, the GM will tell you what it is. And this is granted from Sharp-Eyed. So... And this is something where if they were doing a really good job of hiding it, I might ask you to do a roll for this. But because the rules are also loosey-goosey on whether or not a roll is required, and many times it's implied that it's required, they don't actually say it. But I'm saying this for the benefit of Tom and Q, rather than explaining it to Ellie, who already knows this. I'm going to not require a roll for this. The flaw for these devices... there are two of them. One, the reason why they're dormant right now is because they are currently plugged in and charging. They might have some superpowered actuators in them, but superpowered actuators do a heck of a drain on their internal batteries. The other is that on the back of it, is that what I think? Yeah, that is what it is. They have Wi-Fi antennas.
Okay.
And after being told about things in here being air-gapped because of previous issues, that feels to you specifically, who built your own limbs, as something of a design flaw?
Yeah.
Or feature. It could be a design feature.
Yeah, feature. Right. The NAS doesn't have to have Wi-Fi.
My phone just told me I had a missed call. 1 second here. I was like, what's that buzzing sound? All right. Well, it is definitely not a number I recognize, so that is... not a me problem. They probably wanted to let me know about my car insurance.
Probably.
Or extended
your
warranty.
warranty's about to expire.
Yes. Oh, no. You made me laugh. You know what that means. Take your luck point.
That's an easy luck point.
Yeah, it is. Also, I forgot to say this, but Tom, when you failed that first roll for noticing things, did you log a luck point for that?
Alrighty.
Yeah. Anytime you fail a roll, you get a luck point. Not just for making me laugh.
Yay.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
that might come in handy later.
I have a feeling it will.
Also, don't forget your character began with ciphers. When you use the character builder, it gave you some random ones automatically. So just take a moment to, they're in your equipment section.
Yeah.
So just take a moment to look at that. They might not be useful this time around. They might end up being very useful, but if you forget you have it, it's a one shot.
Right.
I say understanding that the longest running GURPS campaign we've done started as a Halloween one shot and it's been going for multiple Halloweens now. The episode number's in the 90s.
Wow.
That's how we do one shots. That was with pre-mades.
In several parts. It's a one shot with several parts.
Yes, exactly. Technically, my character hasn't shot anyone, so we haven't gotten to the one shot yet.
Yeah.
That he prefers to pick one person up and throw them at the other people with his mind powers is besides the point. And I don't know why you bring that up. Yeah. Kevin referred to that as bowling for Nazis in the... Was it Mutants and Masterminds? I think it was Mutants and Masterminds.
That's game.
Yeah. That was fun. That was Kevin's origin story. That
I was going to say, that was the origin of Kevin. Yeah.
Yes. And he has been many other people's problems ever since. But not mine.
He is.
Don't
he
ask
is, he is
Reddit about it.
canon in Laservision comics. He is canon. So.
And he was seen reading a Laservision's comic in another game, which means Laservision Comics is canon. All right. So that joking aside, Dr. Professor is going up the stairs. I think Fire Ant is following, or who else is following?
Yeah. I'm waiting for Professor to get to the top before I get on those things.
Okay. There's one spot where it looks like he's losing his footing, but he just missed the step.
Just kind of reach up and just grab his elbow and just guide him.
He does not jump 1.5 feet when you grab his elbow.
Well, that gets him further along, doesn't it?
But if you asked him, he would say it felt like he jumped 1.5 feet.
There you go. You're fine, Professor.
Yes. Well, as I said, I've always hated these stairs. The other set was worse. Technically, it still is.
Whatever you say.
Well, they aren't stairs anymore. They were briefly an escalator.
Escalator never breaks. It just becomes stairs.
Yes, well, if the stairs become escalator, then something has gone horribly wrong. Right, here we are. Now let's see. Which key is it? Was it this one? No. This one. No, that's my house key. No. Silly me. It's this one. He pulls out another USB drive and plugs it into a terminal next to the doorknob. And there's a beep sound. And the door opens. And he walks inside.
Okay. Now I'll go up.
Ironclad will be the last up the stairs.
Okay.
Just because she's examining the robots.
Right.
It is, like I said, that room is suspended about 20 feet off the ground. So it doesn't take very long to traverse the stairs. A short distance in Cypher is 50 feet, which you could argue you're going vertically, so you're not going to be able to go a full 50 because you're going back and forth up these stairs. But that's still not going to add up to being over 50 feet. So you can very easily make that distance in a short amount of time. The data storage room, as I said, hangs suspended over the machine shop and testing and disposal with a rickety staircase leading up to it. It is cramped full of desks with recessed terminals. And there's also one window over to the side that appears to have had something go through it at speed. There's bits of glass along the edges that are held in with what appears to be caulk. And there's many shards of glass on the floor directly underneath that particular window.
So does it seem something came through the window into here or the other direction?
Yes. It looks like it came into here because otherwise the glass would be outside instead of inside.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to.
Yes.
He's not a brainiac, but trying to.
Okay. The center of the room houses the facility's NAS, which you can tell because it has a great big label on the side that says NAS. It is still powered on, making the room several degrees warmer than the rest of the facility. The fact that it's 20 feet above everything else and heat rises might also be having something to do with that, but never mind. The charred remains of one of the previously seen drones sits on top of the NAS, still smoking.
Okay. I would like to use scan and the 10-foot cube around the NAS.
Oh, right. Scan. Scan is a fun ability. In our other games, the players that get scan pretty much use it every freaking chance they get. Like, okay, I'm going to scan every 10 feet. Just let me know if I see anything. But I'm doing this in the background while everyone else is doing something.
Right. Well, it uses up a lot of intellect points, so I'm not going to be that bad.
Once you go up a tier, actually, even before you go up a tier, you can very quickly get enough of an edge in your intellect that it becomes free.
Right.
Although your character is designed more for being a punchy person. So you might not spend points to increase your edge for intellect first.
Yeah.
It all depends on how you like the character. All right.
Yeah.
You're scanning the 10-foot cube around the NAS, and technically what I'm supposed to do is just tell you what you are seeing, but not what it means. So like if you scanned a coffin, I might say, yeah, you find a lot of calcium. Technically true.
Yep.
But not incredibly useful for figuring out if there's a vampire inside.
Right.
What I'm going to say is, when you scan this, you can tell this is drawing a lot of power, enough so that it looks like the drone attempted to plug into the NAS. And you know how USB ports can also provide power?
Mm-hmm.
It blew a fuse. And blowing the fuse wasn't enough to make a disconnect.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't blow fast enough. Okay.
Yeah. Now, it does look like the fire was contained to just the drone, but that little lithium battery pack is still little, but the other words might not apply anymore.
Right. Not actively burning, but...
it's not actively burning because there is nothing else left to burn. The metal housing is more melted. It's a good thing you didn't have all the ingredients for making thermite, just a couple of them. It had the aluminum. It didn't have everything else it needed. Otherwise, you would have gone back to Mo saying, here's what's left of the NAS.
Here's what's left of the NAS.
Do we still get paid?
Well, and grab Doc before he goes and touches something he shouldn't and say, hang on, Doc, this thing's got a lot of power running through it. Looks like it burned out that drone.
I will tell you that there also appears to be a Wi-Fi signal.
Oh.
I'm not always supposed to tell you that from Scam, but I will tell you that because it's
energy.
It's a lot.
Right. And there's a pretty strong Wi-Fi signal in the room where there shouldn't be one.
What? No, that's impossible. We went into the software settings and disabled Wi-Fi. It shouldn't be on.
Did you disable the hardware?
Why would we need to do that? We wouldn't be able to get a refund if we disabled the hardware. No, we disabled the software. It's way easier to reverse if we needed to return it to get our money back.
Whatever.
We also kept the original box it came in, just in case. Cut to a second warehouse right down the road that's just full of all of the boxes that anything they've ever ordered has come in. Half of them have not been broken down yet.
Yep. They don't want to break them down. You might need it.
Exactly.
The box is the thing to have.
Some of these are really thick, good cardboard. You don't get rid of those. They're like diaper boxes. They're that good.
Yeah, this thing was probably shipped with wooden crates and styrofoam and cardboard and all kinds of straps.
Yeah, it's got at least 12 bays. And cut back to you're all in this hanging room, which now that you're all standing in here, you are vaguely aware that the room itself is swaying just a little bit also. It's fine. It's fine. It hasn't fallen down yet.
Yeah. Okay.
There used to be way more people in here on a regular basis.
So how do we figure out why this thing has so much power running through it? How do we regulate that down? Anybody good with that sort of thing?
Look into it.
I'm really strong.
Was Ironclad saying that she would do it?
Yes.
Dr. Professor moves away from the power cable that he was about to hit the switch for on the power strip, which you surreptitiously notice is plugged into another power strip, which is plugged into another power strip.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first one wasn't long enough to reach all the way to the middle of the room, so they needed to daisy chain it. I'm sure it's fine. Are those scorch marks? I'm sure it's fine. But yeah, this is going to be, if you want to power this down in a way that isn't just hitting a switch and hoping for there's no data loss, which is a thing you can hope for, I'm going to say this is difficulty 4.
Okay. Would you say this is a knowledge, science, or crafting task?
I would definitely say this is a science task.
Okay. Would you say this is a repairing machines task?
I would say it's adjacent enough to count for this. So you've brought this down. You got these 2 assets. That takes it from difficulty 4 to difficulty 3 to difficulty 2.
Difficulty 1, actually.
Oh.
Because I have 2 power shifts in intelligence.
There you go. So roll a 3 or higher. With a 15, you very easily find the various switches and things you need to put in order for it to do a safe shutdown. And you know those kinds of machines where when you turn them off, you realize they were making a lot of noise that you didn't notice until you turned them off and now it's quiet? Mm-hmm. The only sound in here is your breathing and your tinnitus.
Line feed printer in the corner goes quiet.
And there's that one guy who always eats his lunch really loudly.
And it's fish.
Exactly.
It's okay. The microwave is up here, so we didn't have to go far to make lunch. Oh, that explains the smell.
Chuck, we said no salmon. Don't you ever listen?
So,
I thought you said snow salmon.
You know the story about the observatory that was getting bizarre signals around the same time every day and couldn't figure out what was going on? They eventually traced the signals back to Earth and still couldn't figure out where it was coming from until they just realized that around the time the signals were coming in, someone was microwaving their lunch every day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But we digress.
I love it. I live for this. So it is in this near perfect silence that you hear, but don't feel, a loud thud.
Does it shake the room?
It does not.
Where does the thud appear to have come from?
You're going to have to give me an intellect roll for that. Difficulty, I'm going to say difficulty 2. Because it was a deep sound, so triangulating it might be a little difficult.
Okay, may we all attempt that?
You may all attempt it. It's difficulty 2 because it's been followed by another thud.
Gotcha. And you said intellect, right?
Yes. Which, that is a GM intrusion. Ironclad has rolled a 1. I'm going to bank that. There's not actually that's a 2. So that's almost a GM intrusion. I'm going to bank that GM intrusion because I was about to do something bad anyway. So I reserve the right to make that everyone's problem later.
All right.
That's the best way to do it because then we never see it coming.
Yeah.
Well, it's a one shot and we're over halfway through. So you might not see it coming, but you know it's almost there.
Yep.
So Ironclad and Apophis aren't aware of where this sound is coming from. You just know that it's shaking some things below you, but this room is suspended from the ceiling. So the thuds weren't reaching the ceiling and shaking the ceiling. You're probably fine, for a variation of the word fine. The Dark Professor isn't bothering to try to notice because he's distracted by going over and picking up this 12-bay NAS and cradling it in his arms so that he can carefully walk out and take this with him. which would probably slow him down to a regular walking pace. So you will be able to keep up with him just fine without walking backwards.
Yeah,
because the
I'm
devs
I thought it would be heavier than he would be able to carry around.
I didn't say he's carrying it easily, but he is carrying it. And if there's a problem, he'd prefer that you have your hands free to punch things.
Fair enough.
Also, if you've ever opened up a NAS, there's a lot of empty space in there for airflow. So it looks bigger than it's heavy. He lied, but never mind.
It's still heavy. It's just not as heavy as it looks.
Yes. However, Fire Ant succeeded.
Yes, I did.
So you remember there being one particularly large robot.
Mm-hmm.
A large, shiny robot.
Yeah.
That no one pressed that button for.
Mm-hmm.
True.
That would be through that door that you can make out at the far end of the warehouse over there. Well, that's where the door is supposed to be. The door is now over there. And part of it's over there. Because a very large robot has decided that the doors could be carpet. That's fine. And
Alrighty.
it has lumbered through the space that was almost tall enough for it to go through, and steps into the machine shop and then starts looking around. And you can tell it's looking around because the holographic smiley face in that clear dome is spinning left and right to survey the area. And then it swivels up and looks through the window that you, Fire Ant, are looking out of, while your companions are distracted looking in other directions.
I realized I do have an ability that helps with climbing and jumping.
What's this ability?
It is athlete.
Okay. So taking a look at athlete.
Do you want me to link it in the thing?
I also have your character sheet open, so I can find it there too.
Okay. Got it.
So yes, this is definitely an ability as opposed to a skill. You are trained, well, it gives you skill. You are trained in carrying, climbing, jumping, and smashing, enabler. Granted from performs feats of strength. So I would argue you also have 2 power shifts in strength. I would argue that there is absolutely nothing keeping you from dropping down the 20 feet to a superhero landing other than that very flimsy looking wall in front of you.
What I'd like to do is get down there and try to intercept this thing.
You can definitely make this attempt.
Okay.
I will not require a roll for the superhero landing with 2 power shifts in strength. That's not going to be an issue.
Okay.
However, I am going to ask you to make a D20 roll to determine how close you get to it.
Okay.
But how far you travel towards it before you engage, just to see if you're doing this fight right in the middle or close to that door or directly underneath everyone else. So,
I think what he wants to do is, so it's trying to come through the door, but it's like smashing the doorway.
it has come through the door. The door is now
Okay.
a very short hallway.
Yeah. All right. So he wants to try to get down land in front of it if possible. So
It's far enough away because of how big the warehouse is that you're not going to be able to jump down and land right in front of it unless you wait for it to come all the way over.
No, I'm not going to wait then. Okay.
Yeah. But you saying you wanted to intercept it painted a different image in my head of you landing and then bolting towards it.
That's fine. Yeah. I'm just trying to visualize where it is. Okay. Yeah. He's going to try to jump down, do his superhero landing, and then start running towards it. So
okay. So just give me a flat D20 roll. I'd be doing a lot of math, like saying, okay, it's based on this skill. We're going to bring it down like this with these abilities, whatever. But I'm going to do that in my head later. Just give me the D20 roll.
okay.
All right. So with an 11, I'm going to say you're not meeting it right at the door, even though it's sort of a lumbering pace that it's moving forward at. But you're about halfway to it. I would say that you moved the whole short distance, which still 50 feet. 50 feet is short for this game. But yeah, how would you paint this picture for you jumping through to get out and land on the ground and then running towards this thing to stop it?
The way I would picture it, even though he is not comparable in size, is kind of Hulk, kind of jumping, landing, and then running forward. So,
all right. So I am going to add you all to combat. There we go.
Yay.
And in Cypher, NPCs and adversaries don't roll. There is just whatever their target number is, that's their initiative. But I know I'm talking to people who have used Foundry before, so go to the combat tab and click that wonderful D20. Good news, everyone. The healer's going last. Fire Ant can cauterize your wounds. So,
not really heal so much.
well, if you're bleeding, you won't be. So it's fine. Punch, are you better now?
Yeah. Now I have severe third degree burns, but yeah.
But you're not bleeding is the key. It's fine. Ironclad got a nat 20. Now, Ellie types, I was going to say my initiative needs to be increased by 6, but I am going first anyway. Yeah, no one's going before Ironclad. Now, rules as written for Cypher combat. The number you roll isn't necessarily your initiative order. You're rolling against the target number of your opponent. And everyone who rolls above that is going before the opponent. Everyone who rolls below that is going after the opponent. But beyond that, the order doesn't have to matter. So Fire Ant could still go before Apophis, which is a good thing because Apophis is still hanging out 20 feet up in the air and Fire Ant is engaging. So that'd be kind of weird. Frequently, what we'll do in our games here on Cogwheel Gaming is we'll still go by the number order because that way we're not going, wait, did you go already? Or no, you went first last time. It's my turn to go first. No, we're not spending our time thinking about who's on first. Third base. So I am going to say that Fire Ant doing this heroic leap, and now I'm thinking of Warcraft characters again, and running forward happened before combat officially started. So with combat officially starting, Ironclad, what do you do?
Is there anything at all left of that drone?
The housing, some of it, there looks like half of a circuit board. The onboard flash storage might be salvageable.
Okay, and the professor's got has disengaged the network storage from its drive bay.
He's got the whole NAS in his hands. He has the whole NAS in his hands.
The whole
Okay.
As the words came out of my mouth, I realized I had to say it again.
Yep.
And nothing could stop me. Not even me. It's a 12 base, so it's a little awkward. It looked like it's got the full size drive bays, not the tiny little flash ones. But yeah, he's holding that whole thing. He didn't take the drives out individually because maybe there's some cushioning in there or something, or maybe he didn't stop to think about that. He didn't stop to think about that. You're fairly certain he did not stop to think about that at all. But he did unplug the cables in the back, and he's trying to walk out the door with them.
But what I'm trying to the thing the NAS was attached to is still present in the room.
It was on what appears to have been some type of small pedestal, which on closer inspection was an end table that somebody draped a cloth over.
Fair enough.
It hides the rat's nest of cables that's underneath it.
I'm looking for things I can use.
Well, so far as in this room, there's a bunch of desks that have recessed terminals. Taking a quick look at them, it appears that they're running Unix. You know this.
Yes.
Beyond that, there are other resources available. You remember that there's some robots downstairs in that other room that happen to have a Wi-Fi connection. Everything else is going to be a bit further away from you.
Right now, I'd like to use the housing and circuit board, et cetera, from the drone and bits and pieces of the terminal and parts of the Garfield that was stuck to the window that got broken to turn the dead drone into a sticky bomb using Tinker.
I love this. All right. This is, I'm going to say this is difficulty, again, 4 to do. But that's before modifications. And I am fully aware that you have 2 power shifts in intelligence.
Yes.
So that by itself brings it down. Yes. So you've brought it down to difficulty 1 before you do anything else.
Yes. So let's hope I don't roll another one.
You jinxed it by saying that.
Yes. Yes.
Now, I want to point something out. I gave you a luck point earlier, and you should have gotten a luck point from that previous nat 1.
It's true. And I think I will bring this up to a 3.
Right.
Okay. So now you're down to 0 luck, but you do happen to have a success.
Okay.
Yeah. Ironclad is out of luck. No, this is a good thing. For who? I didn't say. Okay. So congratulations. You are now holding a Garfield-shaped sticky bomb.
I will hand it to Apophis and say, Apophis.
Yes.
Stick it on, smack the head, run away.
Can do.
It occurs to me that a Garfield-shaped explosive is not the strangest thing for Jim Davis to license that character to.
That's true.
I think the only thing that's been marketed into more products has been Hello Kitty. And we're just going to leave that there and not discuss those products. It's fine. We have other things that we're doing that are better, in my opinion. Right. So we have a sticky bomb and it's been handed over to somebody before activating it, not after.
Right.
All right. It is now the big robot's turn.
So, quick question before that. I have 2 shifts in dexterity, which apparently gives me 2 shifts for initiative rolls. How does that work? Would that mean my target number would be 12 instead of 18?
Well, for initiative, the way Cypher is set up in Foundry, I'm going to update participant and I'm going to add 6 to your roll. So technically you're going around the same time as Ironclad. Well, technically Ironclad's still going before you because Ironclad also has shifts that increase dexterity. So she's still going way ahead of you, but you're both going fast.
Yeah.
So update participant because we got to be fair here. There we go. There we are. So Ironclad went at 26. Apophis is going at 20. You are holding a sticky bomb.
Right.
Garfield's dead eyes stare back at you into your soul.
All right. I give Garfield a little rub unconsciously or subconsciously, self-consciously. I don't notice it. And I run down the stairs and try to get to the robot.
Okay.
It's a bit of a slog down the stairs, right? 20 feet down. So,
yes. If you jumped out the window the way Fire Ant did, you could get there by moving a short distance. But if you run down the stairs, that's going to take longer. And I would say you don't make it all the way.
Yeah.
You would be close enough that you could.
I'm not sure I'm a jumping out the window kind of.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be.
Let's run down the stairs. Get as close as possible.
All right. So a thing that you can do in Cypher is if you are moving a short distance, that's your entire turn. But if you make a speed roll difficulty 4, you can also perform a simple action. This could be flipping a switch, picking something up, punching somebody, throwing a sticky bomb.
Okay, yeah, and this would count as movement.
I would argue in this case it does because you're making the roll to be able to run and do a thing.
Gotcha. So then instead of difficulty 4, it'd be difficulty 2.
All right. So that'd be 6 or higher unless you do something else to bring it down more.
Other than that dexterity power shift, I don't think I really have a...
Also, it would help me if I wasn't looking at Fire Ant's character sheet.
Yeah. Do you think did you say the stairs switch back?
They do. I didn't say it expressly, but they do switch back.
So I can try instead of leaping out a window, at least leaping over the rail and kind of cutting off some of the path, down to. So I'm only dropping 10 feet down to the next. That would
that would definitely explain why you had to make a difficulty 4 roll.
Yep.
Yes, that's definitely the flavor we can add to that. But at this point, looking at
So then 2
I'm mainly
shifts down is fine.
yeah.
All right. I shall roll a d20.
Yes, 6 or higher. Well, that is not an or higher.
No.
Go ahead and log that luck point, though.
Yep. Fail.
So,
See, now I have enough luck to reroll. Dang.
well, we'll remember that for when you get to throw this. And while that was low, it wasn't low enough that I'm saying, okay, something horrible is going to happen. Like you go to throw the sticky bomb and then you swing your arm forward and you notice that it's not in your hand and is in fact stuck to the back of your head or something. But no, we're not going to do that. You get to the bottom and you realize you got to catch your breath real quick to aim properly, or this nifty little invention is not going to make it to its destination.
Gotcha. Then I will pause to take a breath, and next time I will try to run up and place it on him, just to be safe.
That is definitely a thing that you can attempt to do. Now it is the robot's turn. Dr. Professor is yelling, just make sure you keep your head away from it. It's a cranial retrieval unit.
What?
It cuts your head off and takes it somewhere.
How is that legal?
It isn't. That's why it still never got approved for its funding. This is a display piece.
This company, I swear.
We are going to do a flashback to a scene that none of you were in. The last time, a school tour came through, and one of the kids pressed the button. Every kid pressed the button in turn. It was a very bad day for Dr. Professor, but that's besides the point. A voice coming from a tinny speaker said, the cranial retrieval unit, iteration 5, is designed for military retrieval purposes where it may not be possible to extract the person of interest fully intact. Instead, the subject is provided full body anesthetic through electroshock, followed by rapid decapitation and preservation of as much of the head as possible within the cranial support dome. The CRU-05 then retreats with its prize towards the nearest facility capable of recuperating the remains and or extracting the needed information. Research for the CRU-05 is currently on hold while upper management sift through the high number of applicants for testing purposes. If you would like to volunteer, please see the receptionist behind you. Flash forward to it attempts to swing forward with its 2 gorilla-like mechanical arms and bear hug Fire Ant.
Okay.
Fire Ant, this is difficulty 6.
Okay. Now I have that. Let me see. Under abilities, I have athlete. That's just strength.
Well,
Trained without armor. So I would be making a speed roll, wouldn't I?
let's
To
look
get
at
out of the way?
armor to be sure I'm looking at the right thing here.
You're trained in speed defense tasks when not wearing armor.
Yeah, he doesn't wear armor. So
Okay. So I am going to say this is a speed attack because it's going to end up involving a lot of electricity. And if it connects at all, that's going to be a problem. So sure, we're going to say this is speed attack. So that means that's going to take that 6 down to a 5. But let's see what else we have that can assist with this. That's attack rolls.
Can I use how can I use an edge?
Edge is going to cost 3 points. Oh, so no. Edge is it's a discount coupon. So if you're going to do something that costs you 1 edge, if you do something that costs you 1 speed because your edge is in speed, then it wouldn't cost you anything. It'd be free. If you're using something that costs 2 speed, it would cost you 1.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, this also applies for applying effort. So if you put some effort into this, for a speed roll, the first effort you spend costs 3 speed, but you have an edge of 1. So it only costs 2 speed.
Okay.
So when you get your edge up to 3 in any one thing, basically you get a free level of effort for everything you want to use it for, and your character becomes way more powerful. Because why wouldn't you spend that effort every single chance you get? I don't know why. This doesn't come up. So
I could
use of a specific power, including damage, but not attack rolls, are eased by 1 step per shift, and you have 2 of them in power.
Okay.
So what power? Yeah. So if you can argue for what power you're using to try to avoid this bear hug or gorilla hug, then this will take the 5 down to a 3.
Okay. He is using that ability to just kind of like leap out of the way.
Okay. So you're going to leapfrog over the gorilla bot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have base difficulty is 5.
Well, base difficulty was 6, but we brought it with you explaining how you're using a power.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
That is 2 shifts.
I got it. Okay.
That brings it down by 2. But because you're trained in speed defense rolls when not wearing armor, that brings it down by 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. Started at 6. Now we're down to difficulty level 3. If you don't do anything else, you have to roll a 9 or higher. Is there something else you want to do to bring this down more?
I'm just looking at what he can do. Not that I know. So right now I have final difficulty says it's 4. Is that correct? Or I think you said it's 5. Right?
No, final difficulty is 3 at this point.
It's 3? Okay, so I missed something here.
It's the built-in tool that lets you calculate what your roll should be is neat until it isn't.
Okay. All right. So I got base difficulty is 5, task eased by 2 steps, final difficulty is 3.
There is something in there that we missed, and that something is you're trained without armor. But so long as it's saying that your base difficulty, your base chart, words. One day I use words. Your base difficulty with all the modifications that are applicable is 3. Yes. If you roll a 9 or higher on the die, you avoid this.
Alrighty. Vaya con Dios. Wait, it's saying my effort limit is exceeded.
Oh, you were applying effort to things. Just roll a d20. Just roll a d20 and get a 9 or higher.
Okay.
We can fight with that, or you can leapfrog over this thing and avoid electrocution.
Yeah.
A 16 avoids electrocution. You leap over this thing, doing the split at the top to avoid the dome that is its head, landing behind it as it does the whole reaching forward and then slamming its arms across in either way, bear hugging empty air. And there is, if you've ever been near something that has a lot of voltage going through it, sometimes there's a smell that maybe a little of it smells like melting insulation. You smell that. You do smell that. But you have successfully avoided its attack. And that was the robot's turn. I probably should have hit the button to begin the encounter a while ago. But there we go. It is Dr. Professor's turn. Dr. Professor is slowly working his way down the stairs, trying to not have them wiggle too much because he's holding something that is worth a lot of money to a lot of people. And now we are at Fire Ant's turn. Fire Ant. So yeah, you just did a big roll, but that was to avoid damage. That wasn't your turn.
So that wasn't my turn. Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, as the GM, I don't get to make rolls.
Okay.
When the NPCs are attacking, you roll to defend. That's it.
Okay, good. Okay.
So now it's your turn to fight back.
Okay. What I'm thinking is now I'm behind it. What he wants to do is probably just going to try to like punch it from behind.
Your character's built around punching things hard, and you're going to punch it. I was not. I didn't see this coming.
You were not prepared for that.
Why didn't I plan for this? I got it. Hold on. I got to check some rule books.
Yeah.
Where is that supplement rule? It's not in the red book. I'll wing it. Okay. So this is going to be base difficulty 6 before we do any power shifts or anything else.
6. Okay.
But
and then he has how many shifts can I use at once?
You can use all the ones you have, provided they're applicable. Okay. So looking at your abilities,
accuracy.
You're looking at your skills. That threw me off when you said accuracy. I'm like, I don't see accuracy here. Oh, I'm in the wrong tab. That's why I don't see it. I am on the right character sheet this time, though, because I kept looking at the character sheet of the last character that was playing, and the last character who was playing was you. So no need for weapons doesn't improve your ability to hit, but you are going to hit harder because of it. So that's a future problem for the robot. Bash would be a thing that you could do for free because you have a might edge of 2.
That's what I was thinking of, that bash. So, but
the question is, would you want to?
No, because I don't want to send it forward towards other people. So,
okay. So taking a look in your various abilities, you are trained in might defense tasks. That's not going to be relevant. Trained in all actions involving lifting and throwing things. You are punching. That's not the same.
Well, let me take a step back then. Is there anything in the room that I could pick up and use as something I could throw? Like, I think, is there a desk or anything there? Or?
I would argue that you're probably going to have a better chance. Like that, if it was a ranged attack, I would say go for that, because the power shifts you've got here can really help with that. But you built this character around punching, and that might work better. Your accuracy is going to bring it down to 5 because that eases by 1 step all of your attack rolls.
Okay.
Power shifts, including damage on attack. So your 2 power shifts for power, that's redundant all over again. Don't apply to attack rolls. Strength, all non-attack tasks involving strength. Okay. You're still going to, if you can hit, you're still going to do more damage with the punch than you would be able to by lifting a machine and throwing it, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because of the bonuses you have with your power shifts and the other things you got going for you. But difficulty 5 currently, question for the other GM who has a regular Cypher campaign, Ellie, confer with me here. Would you argue that a fist counts as a light weapon?
Yes.
I'm glad you're saying that. And Tom is going to be too, because light weapon attacks are always eased.
Okay.
Yeah, so that means a special thing to make them a medium weapon. I had to take a thing to.
Well, he's got that, but when you make an armored attack, it counts as a medium weapon instead of a light weapon. I'm going to, for the sake of the one shot, ignore that that's talking about making it be a medium weapon in all things. I'm going to still say it's eased because I want to see you punch the big robot.
Gotcha.
I am a man of simple tastes.
Would my skill level be practiced or would it be trained?
Practice just means it's on the board, but it doesn't affect your rolls. Right. Trained is the first level where it affects your rolls or inability, but you don't have that.
I gotcha.
Now, you can spend a level of effort. You're punching. This is going to be a might thing. You have a might edge of 2. So this literally costs you 1 might point to bring this down another level, which would take this in total. This would be the 3rd easement. So this would take this difficulty 6 task down to a difficulty 3 task. You would have to roll a 9 or higher.
Okay. So, all right. Sorry. So I'm starting at base difficulty 6. Assets, nothing. Effort to ease task is 1 level.
1 level of easing a task, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But add 2 assets.
2 assets. Okay, that's where. Okay, that's where I think I was. Okay, all right. So that brings it down. Final difficulty is now at 3. So
yes.
Okay, total cost. Okay, all right.
What are you? Are you just punching it?
Yeah.
All right. I would argue that athlete, which says you are trained in ... smashing, grants you another.
Okay. Sure. That would make it be difficulty 2. So where it says situational modifiers, change the ease by to 1.
Okay. All right.
which we're not putting things in the exact right places, but the math is going to work out because it's all
That's fine.
by
That's
base
fine.
3. Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate this because I'm not a math person. So I gotta work through it. Sorry.
Nice to have the work.
Remember, I do this game with my after school club. On more than one occasion, I've threatened to send them several doors down the hall to the 6th grade math teacher to have a conversation.
Okay.
Oh,
It's not a 1. He rolled a
it's
2.
not a 1. It's not a 1. And
Can I spend luck to re-roll that?
do you have any luck?
I have 6. I thought I have 6.
You should not have 6 luck.
Oh no, I have 2 to start off with. I think. I think I've gained 2. I think.
Yeah, so you need 3 to reroll.
Okay, never
You
mind.
3 to
then.
reroll. If you can spend a single luck to increase your score by 1, but you still needed a total of 6.
Yeah, exactly. 7 now.
And so you don't have that, unfortunately.
All right. So
All right.
just whiffs.
So you wind up for the punch and you connect, but this robot has a very smooth curved chassis. So when you hit with your fist bursting into flame and it all looks really cool, you leave a dent that is fire scorched across its back, and all the damage is cosmetic.
Got a lot of carbon scoring here.
Yeah.
Dr. Professor does see you doing this, and he almost reaches out to say, no, don't, but he's holding a very expensive network accessible storage, so he doesn't do that. He stops himself just in time, but he is sort of like motioning, going, no, it's fair. It's not insured. We could not insure a murder bot. The companies just would not accept it. Oh, wait, that can't come out of my salary. I don't have one. Carry on.
All right.
And for the record, we did take a lot of time going through for that particular role, but we have new players here, or newish players, as the case may be. So spending more time going over the math, which involves explaining the rules, makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
Okay. So we are going to move forward to Ironclad.
My turn.
Yep.
I would. Can I tell easily where the Wi-Fi signal in here is coming from?
That's an excellent question. I'm going to require an intellect roll for that. It's going to be, without modifications, difficulty 6.
Okay. Can I use my training and perception actions?
Definitely. Difficulty 5.
Okay.
Before you ask, your intelligence
And
power
then-
shifts definitely apply.
Okay. Okay. I'll go with that. 4 is not going to do it.
That's not going to do it. You are certain there is still a Wi-Fi signal in here. There's not as much Wi-Fi noise in here, but there's still some. A lot of it powered down when the NAS was unplugged, which that should not be the case because, as Dr. Professor assured you, they disabled it in the software.
Naturally.
My camera app can't be spying on me. I haven't turned it on. Is there anything else you want to do?
The next chance I get, I'm going to use one of the terminals built into the table to try and hack the robots in the room below us, the white ones.
Nice.
I can argue that part of your attempt of detecting Wi-Fi involved using the terminal, so you can be using it for this too. Go ahead and make a roll for that. That's going to be difficulty 4 before modifications. You got your 2 power shifts of intelligence, takes down to difficulty 2.
Repairing machines? Probably not. I'm not going to argue with you to say no.
My is because I'm looking at your other abilities. You have an ability called Machine Interface.
I was wondering if I could use that.
You can
It's
definitely
limited
use
to devices that I touch, which was why I...
There's a terminal right in front of you. Absolutely.
Okay. Let me pay for it. And then difficulty 4. There we go.
That's a nat 20. This is Unix. You do know this. Sudo, turn on all the garbage mashers in the detention area.
And
So
send them against the war droid.
in unison, all of the white armored robots in the testing and disposal room rise up. They do not bother to unplug themselves neatly. The cords retract, and it's a thing where if you've ever seen someone unplug a power cable by grabbing the cord part, not the plug part, and pulling, which is the best way to make an electrician wince, ask me how I know. Because I have been that electrician, but that's besides the point. Well, yeah, these droids do that because they are now marching their way out the door towards the other robot. They're not going to get there this turn, but you have an army. A small one. Also, you have a battery meter. And yeah, there's a reason why these things were left plugged in. You realized that that was a weakness earlier. End the fight quickly.
The battery meter's already at 75%.
Oh, they weren't fully charged. It was at 75% while they were plugged in. They're older batteries. They can't charge all the way back up again.
Right.
They were going to replace them after the next funding round. You know how it is with startups. Right. So that was Ironclad's turn. Next up is Apophis. You have a Garfield-shaped sticky bomb.
Right. Assuming I'm within short distance, I will run up to this guy, slap it right to the center of its chest, smack the head, and then dance as far away as I can. Or at least attempt to do that.
All right. So it is a short distance to it. So you're not going to be able to get away from it this turn. You could try to throw it and then never be close. Or you can run up and attach it and hope for the best.
Oh,
if it was me, I would try throwing it.
I'm going to try throwing it.
Okay. So this is, by default, it's going to be difficulty 6. I'm going to argue that a suction-cupped Garfield is a light weapon, so that eases it by 1 automatically. Difficulty 5. So let's see what else we can do to lower this down. We're not going to count it as a venomous strike. That would be very difficult to explain.
No. Single attack?
You speak to it in its own language, so use babble. That's not true.
Yeah.
What was that?
Single attack. Attack rolls eased by 1 step per shift.
Ah, yes, you are right. So that's going to take it down to difficulty 4. What else can we do? What's dexterity? Movement, acrobatics, initiative, speed, defense. So that doesn't apply here. That's avoiding getting hit.
Count throwing things as acrobatics, which I don't think works in this system.
I mean, I've seen anime that do that, but you are a Western comic book character, apparently.
Yeah.
or a Middle East character, as the case may be, as an Egyptian American.
I don't think I have anything in particular.
So we've brought it down to difficulty 4, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So
I'm not going to apply the thing for inability to break things, because if this goes well, you are going to be breaking things, but technically Ironclad's the one who set that up for you.
Right. I'm not doing the breaking. I'm just doing the throwing.
It's fine.
All right.
So
D20. I think we can do this. 45% chance. I got a 12. Ah.
All right. So we brought this on difficulty 4, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I need.
So that's a success. You just make it. Okay. So you realize that you can't smack the head from this distance. So you hope that there was some leeway in what Ironclad told you. Smack the head now.
Smack the head, throw, and duck.
Smacking the head is the equivalent of pulling the pin.
Yeah.
And you throw it, and it sticks right in the center of the mass. Now, this is a very large thing. So you manage to hit it right in the center of his chest instead of maybe some weak point like a crucial joint or something. However, there's some lithium on this, so it's going to be a fun little boom. And I am going to ask Ellie to make a roll for me because this was your tinkered contraption.
Right.
Okay.
No damage.
I'm trying to decide how to do this because I'm house ruling this on the fly. You're trained in crafting machines. You did tinker. Wait, did you make a roll to make this? I want to say you did. What did you make it?
Yeah, you had me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I spent my luck points on it.
Oh, so you just made it. Okay. So I don't have that to say, well, you're going to pay it forward. Go ahead and roll me 2d6. We don't normally roll damage, but this is an improvised explosive. So we're going to find out how improvised it is. Okay, 7. You do 7 points of damage to this. But more importantly, its housing appears to, you know how some materials are very hard to do anything to until it gets one little bit of damage, and then it's like, why can't I hold this together anymore? Like cellophane? You have done that to this, and it doesn't appear to be as armored as it was before. Just throwing that out there.
That's a good thing.
It is.
Make more of those.
Next turn, you see Ironclad out in the parking lot looking from car to car going, there's got to be another Garfield here somewhere. Everyone inside is getting thrown.
Work, so.
What's that?
A flat baby on board sign.
Okay. All right. Fine. Take your luck point. You made me laugh. How dare you? All right. So that was Apophis' turn. It's the big robot's turn. The CRU-05 unit. Apophis threw this thing at the big robot. So Apophis is wisely out of arm's reach. Fire Ant is directly behind it. It doesn't turn its body to face you, in that the legs stay put, but the upper half swivels.
Mm-hmm.
And as it does this, the arms go out from centripetal force, and it attempts to sideswipe you with one of its arms as it spins. Difficulty 6 to avoid a sideswipe. This is going to be, I'm going to say again, a speed defense roll.
Okay. So starting off at a 6, I'm my athlete, I think, which can gives me trained in jumping. So I'm jumping.
Okay.
So
difficulty 5.
Okay. So
Trained without armor.
Trained without armor,
yeah.
which means speed defense tasks are trained.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that's going to bring it down to difficulty 4.
Okay. I can't use my shifts, can I? No.
Actually, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say this is not a speed defense roll. I'm going to say it's a might defense roll.
Oh, okay.
Because I said speed defense last time. So you're still jumping. That doesn't change anything. So that's still going to take it from 6 down to 5. If you look in skills, you are also trained in might defense tasks. So that doesn't change. That's still going to bring it down to difficulty 4. But additionally, not all non-attack tasks involving strength, including jumping and dealing damage in melee or thrown attacks. But this is strength. It's not you attacking. So we're going to count those 2 power shifts. That takes that 4 down to a 2.
Okay. Okay.
So 3 to 6.
And a 4. Okay, right? It's down to a 4?
Oh, no, now it's down to 2.
3.
Now it's down to a 2.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay.
All right.
Oh.
But I see you have 3 luck. You missed it by 2. You can spend 2 of those luck points to make it.
Yeah.
There we go. This is why I love the luck mechanic, because Tales of the Valiant lets you fail forward.
Yeah. I should be in management soon.
Cut to Mo at his desk, writing something. He realizes the camera's on him. He looks up and says, 9 hells no. Goes back down to writing. Cut back to... All right. That was the big robot's turn. Dr. Professor decides to ease around behind the machinery, trying to stay an equidistant distance, that's redundant again, from the big murder bot that might cut his head off and try to retrieve him somewhere. Doesn't know where that would go to, but That's what it was built to do. You've got this. You don't need Dr. Professor to be hanging out here. And where did those orange robots go? They're somewhere here. Don't see them though.
They're so
anyway, I'm sure it's fine. It's all fine here. We're all fine. How are you? Fire Ant, it is now your turn.
So the white robots, they're not there yet to engage, or
they're going to be engaging on Ironclad's turn, but you see them coming.
Okay, they're not close enough that I could grab one of them.
No, there are things here you could grab and toss, but they're all like heavy machinery.
I'm strong, so
yeah.
I'd like
technically
to
a robot is
like
heavy machinery, but yeah, you're grabbing. Yeah. You're grabbing a drill press or something.
Yeah, and then just throwing it at this thing. So all right.
you grab a toolbox labeled very heavy random tools. It's right next to very fragile heavy tools, which is next to light and fragile heavy tools, which is next to expensive, very fragile, do not throw at giant robots.
I think I'll just go with the heavy.
The organization system in this place, it's no wonder they went bankrupt.
Exactly. All right, so I'm starting at a 6 again?
You are starting at a 6, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you hit, you are going to do a lot of damage because of the various things you've put into this character.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to find a way to bring that 6 down to a... Technically, you can roll over an 18, but let's make that be a number that's more likely to be hit.
Well, throwing things, that skill level makes it trained, so now I'm down to a 5.
Yes.
Okay. So then...
I'm going to argue this is a medium weapon, which means it's not going to be eased, but it's going to hit harder.
Okay.
Accuracy, that takes it down to 4.
Okay.
Because all attack rolls are eased for you.
Mm-hmm.
Strength is non-attack rolls only. Power is for damage, but not attack rolls.
And I'm going to spend effort. So I've got it down to a 4 now.
Okay. I'm going to let you use athlete because you're lifting this heavy thing to throw it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So let's take that down to a 3.
That's okay. All right.
Oh my gosh.
3. What is it with you and the low numbers?
I don't know.
Well, although for Cypher system, it's you bring your target number down to where you can be fine with a low number.
Yeah.
Just not this right now. Okay, but go ahead and log that luck point because it might help you later.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay. So this tool chest full of heavy tools flies through the air, goes underneath one of the outstretched arms. So it goes right underneath its armpit and continues to soar through the air. It opens up halfway, spilling like ball peen hammers and torque wrenches in every direction. A socket set spills out and rolls across the floor. You are never going to... What's that?
Any inanimate carbon rods?
Those are stored elsewhere.
Okay.
But at least one of the bits from the socket set has rolled away underneath something. So it's always going to be missing. And you know that's the one you're going to need. I have just triggered possibly multiple people the same way I triggered myself when I talked about pulling an extension cable out by the cord. So I'm equal opportunity for traumatic experiences. By the way, when the ground rod is glowing, that light that comes on means that there's a short, in case you were wondering. Mm-hmm. Right. So the good news, however, is... Yes?
It's like when the indicator lights on your hubcaps come on.
Yes. The good news, Fire Ant, however, there is a silver lining here. It hasn't managed to touch you. You've been keeping it busy this whole time.
Yeah. That's been my strategy the whole time.
Anyone who argues otherwise was not paying attention. The dice are telling the story here.
Didn't we mention foreshadowing?
Yes. The foreshadowing was having you walk past this giant robot in the lobby.
I know. And I was already formulating a plan then. So.
As well you should have been. By the way, that smiley face inside the dome, that holographic smiley face, has never stopped smiling at you. It is beaming.
Yeah.
It's the kind of hologram where if you're in front of it or behind it, it still looks like it's looking at you.
It's kind of like the picture of Jesus at the church. So.
Yeah.
Only way worse. Well, actually, it depends on which Jesus.
He knows what you did.
It depends on which Jesus. It looks upon you the way Jack looks at you.
Oh,
He remembers.
great.
No, Peter, not Jack. Jack Rabbit.
Yeah.
That's where my brain went. Yeah, Peter. Peter remembers. I almost named a character for this one shot Peter just because, but I held back. Meanwhile, Ironclad, you have an army of robots. Would you like to use an army of robots?
Yes, I would like to send the army of robots to attack the giant robot.
Is there anything in particular that you are commanding them to do? Any particular strategy other than go get them?
Go get him, Ray.
I was thinking that. And for the record, you know this is coming. Take your luck point.
Hey. It's the only way I'm staying alive in this game.
Yeah.
They're garbage crushers, so grab limbs and hold it in place.
All right. That is what you're ordering them to do. Technically, they're NPCs being ordered to do a thing. But also technically, as the GM, I'm not supposed to make rolls. So I'm going to ask you to roll for them.
Okay.
And I'm going to argue that they are built for this. So that's going to ease the task by 1. They're helping each other. That eases the task by 1 again. Takes that 6 down to a 4. Is there any ability you have that's going to make it easier for them?
I could argue that machine interface.
I would agree with you. Difficulty 3.
Well, I didn't find the flaw on the giant robot like I meant to.
The flaw is it has a big hole in the front of its chest right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
I wonder who did that. Who could have done this thing?
Well, 5 is not going to beat a 9.
All right. So they rush forward and one of them grabs onto each arm. There's others that are on the way. There was about 6 in total. So there's 4 more that are en route. One grabs onto each arm, but the gorilla bot does, which I'm only calling that because of how long the arms are, doesn't seem to be incredibly hindered by them. It's still able to move its arms around while their little feet kick ineffectively, which for some reason it looks somewhat endearing, but only because they're on your side. Okay. The hardest part of doing this in Foundry is remembering to click back on the Combat Encounters tab after looking at the chat messages to see what the rolls are.
Yes.
Yes. Apophis, it is your turn. You are currently out of Garfields. This is a sentence that I have said.
It's currently out of Garfield's. I would like to see if I can replace Garfield with a large pot of grease or oil. This is a machine shop after all.
This is a machine shop, and you do find a tool chest labeled grease and oil. In parentheses, it says, why do we even have this out here?
Hey, you need cutting oil and machine grease, and you just need it.
Yes, but they're flammables. It should be in that yellow cabinet over there.
That's the extent
It's
of
actually
Apophis' knowledge of machines. They need grease.
Yeah. The grease and oil are next to the box of rags, which is below the Bunsen burners.
All right. So, yeah. So I want to just, you got a whole box of them there. Flip the top open and just sort of toss it onto the big, dumb, and ugly, CRU. And, then yell at Fire Ant to light them up.
All right. So by default, that's going to be difficulty 6 because that's not changing for this. Yep. What can you do to make this be easier? Well, it's a light weapon, so I think it's done difficulty 5.
Attack. Yeah, the only thing I really have is single attack. Nothing else I do is really might oriented.
Well, single attack, that's going to take it down to difficulty 4 because light weapon brought it down to 5. Single attack brings it down to 4.
Light weapon. Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, light weapons are always eased.
This is a might attack, so I could expend some effort to.
I would argue throwing it as a speed attack.
Oh, okay. Then I'll expend some speed effort. Speed attack. Speed effort. Yeah, I said it right the first time.
Because you have an edge of 1 in speed.
So that would just be 2 speed.
Yes, takes you down to 12 speed.
Doop. Okay.
And that's going to bring it down to target number 3, which means you got to roll a 9 or higher.
Satisfied with that. Here comes the 20. I rolled a 9. Yes.
You rolled exactly what you needed. Okay, so this container of, actually, come to think of it, this was labeled used engine oil. Someone brought their used engine oil after they changed the oil in their car in here and left it in here. Who would do that?
Do that. Well, it's still slippery, I guess.
It's slippery, possibly conductive. There's all kinds of contaminants in there. But this spins end over end, and the lid of it pops off right as it connects with the outer chassis for this robot. And it splashes in beautiful slow motion. Like someone broke out the high-speed camera for this. Over to the side, you see a filming crew with a bunch of very bright lights because they need them to get the high speeds to work properly. Yeah. There's one person looking through a viewfinder giving you a thumbs up while they're wearing a beret.
Mm-hmm. It's the slow.
This is all happening off camera because they're the ones with the camera. And yes, it's now covered in something that is probably not meant for electronics.
Light him up, Fire Ant!
It is now the war robot's turn. It is going to attempt to hug Fire Ant again.
With all the little robots attached.
Yes. Yes, like I would argue that the amount that they are hindering it is made up for by the amount that their extra weight is providing centrifugal force as it tries to wrap its arms around. It's a net wash.
So I'm going to try to get out of the way. Yeah, so.
Okay.
Using my might again, I think, to jump. So.
Okay. So if you're jumping, that takes the 6 down to a 5.
Okay. I am.
You are trained in all.
Yep.
In might defense, that takes it down to difficulty 4.
Mm-hmm. And I can use my strength power shift. All non-attack tasks involving, including jumping.
And that's 2 shifts, so that's why it goes from a 4 down to a 2.
Right. Okay. So that's.
So you need a 6 or higher.
Expend some effort.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is I'm gonna.
Okay. So that's going to cost you 1 might because you have a might edge of 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that means you need a 3 or higher.
And we know you can roll.
Here's the thing. Yeah. If you fail this roll, you can still spend 2 luck and make this roll.
All right. 4, but I got
it. You make it by God.
2. Oh my God.
You made it. All right.
You made it.
You're there. How? Okay. So for some reason, it's actually easier for you to do this because it's slipperier. Oh, wait. This is used motor oil. Oh, it's on your costume now.
Oh. Oh. Great.
Mo employs some wonderful dry cleaning services. They might be able to do something about this. Really, it's just a bunch of kobolds that just sit there going prestidigitation, prestidigitation, prestidigitation over and over again all day long. Right. But bottom line is you're still managing to keep it busy while everything else is going on. Mm-hmm. It has not touched you yet.
Not yet.
Dr. Professor is sidling his way towards the front exit. And Fire Ant, now it is your turn to fight back. It is covered in motor oil.
Yeah, I want to try to. I don't know if I could use this or if I want to use this right now. I have a Cypher, a radiation spike. Delivers a powerful burst of radiation that disrupts the tissue of any creature. This thing doesn't have tissue, though.
It does not. However, because I've watched a lot of science-based videos, do you know it is really hard for them to document the elephant's foot in Chernobyl, because even when they use like remote robots to go in and take photos, there's so much radiation that it messes with the electronics. It is hard to take good pictures. So I would argue that while this doesn't say it, really it should do something to this thing also.
Because what I want to do is basically just like almost like a jump and just kind of like stab this thing with this radiation spike.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to flavor this as happening at the same time you're jumping over it to avoid the attack.
Okay.
Because that sounds cool to me.
Yeah.
Stop me if you disagree and want to do something else. That's fine. So you're jumping over it. You pull out this radiation spike. It's a manifest cipher, which means it's something you physically have. Subtle ciphers are a thing that you can do for a little while, but you don't have them. Looks like both of your ciphers are manifest ciphers. So on you, you also have a penultimate key, which I know some people on most staff who are somewhat concerned that you have it.
The heck is that?
It is.
Oh, it's a key that unlocks any door, portal, chest, or other lockable item that is the cipher's level or lower.
Saving that.
The problem is it has to be the second to last door you go through.
You're not supposed to tell him that. He's supposed to find out that there was another door after that one.
What I'm thinking is maybe as he's leaping over, maybe he tries to slam this actually into the just into its chest. He wants to aim for that head, but he wants to get it right into the
There's a big hole in its chest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I shove that in there. So yeah.
As you're going up and over, you jam it in through the explosion point to let it just sit in there causing problems. Mm-hmm. And then you land on the other side of it where it's not facing you, and that burst of radiation isn't going in your direction.
Right.
Well, Dr. Professor's over in that way. I'm sure he's fine. It's okay. He's far enough. Like the inverse square law, he's probably okay. Just don't let the screwdriver drop. Oh, wait, you threw the screwdriver.
So this would be might.
It's fine. I'll let it be dealer's choice. You can be speed or might.
I think just might. All right, so...
And I will tell you, with you activating this cipher, you are going to do something regardless of the results of this roll.
Oh, okay.
But make the roll, because if you do it really well, you're going to do it really well.
Okay. So I'm starting off at a 6.
I'm going to ease it because there's a giant hole in its chest. So from that, it brings it down to a 5.
Okay. All right. And then I am trained in this. And where does the cipher come in as part of this, or is it just more of a situational thing?
I'm arguing it's a situational thing for this.
Okay. All right. So that's going to be adding 1 to it, I think.
Oh.
And then...
Well, you're trained in lifting and throwing things, which I'm going to be very loosey-goosey with this. It's a one-shot. So that brings down to difficulty 4. It's... Where did we...
I'm going to spend effort. So, all right.
This is also a light... I would argue that how you're using it counts as a light weapon. That brings it down to difficulty 3. Plus the effort should take it down to difficulty 2. We're down to needing to roll a 6 or higher.
Yeah. All right. Yep. That sounds fair. 12.
All right. So, if you had failed this roll beyond a crit failure, I would have said, okay, the cipher says it does 9 points of damage. I'm just going to have it do 9 points of damage. That's fine. But you succeeded in putting this in a crucial location. One does not normally place demon core next to expensive electronics.
Seems like it would be a bad idea.
It's not ideal. There is a rattling as it falls deeper into the housing. And then there's you see little spots in your vision. It's fine. Probably nothing to worry about. People who are further away do not see them.
Fire in the hole.
There is again the smell of melting insulation. It's much stronger this time. And do you know that some mechanics will actually have furnaces that burn used car oil? They're designed for that. So used car oil is flammable. I don't know what its burn point is, and if it's greater than or less than gas or wood, but it does have a unique smell. I don't know if you knew that smell, but Fire Ant does now know that smell.
Maybe that's where the fire in his name is really going to come from. So.
And the arms that were out to strike are lowering down, and the Crusher robots that are holding on to each arm are now acting like this was their plan all along. They are incredibly successful, and isn't Ironclad proud of them?
Absolutely.
They're like children.
This is where we have the flashback, like on Leverage.
I already gave you a flashback.
No, I'm kidding.
Get more.
I would, but the recording says 2 hours and 39 minutes right now. So there's pops coming out of it. There's sparks, and it sinks down to its knees and then falls forward so that the hole in its chest is facing the ground as it continues to burn, and black oily smoke is coming up from it. At some point, the internal battery definitely ignites and the flames get brighter for a period of time, and the floor is starting to char. I mean, it was a poured concrete floor, so it's not melting, but maybe don't stand there.
Guys, I think we need to get out of here.
Yep.
Right behind you.
Agreed.
It's kind of
Right ahead,
staggering
Doc.
a little bit. You might want to step around it.
Hold your breath. Oh, that smoke is awful.
Before you get to the door, the smoke and fire triggers the fire alarm. There's a blaring fire alarm, and the orange robots, which have been sort of meandering, trying to find you again, are saying, "Attention, a fire has been reported in the building. Please evacuate. Attention, a fire has been They apparently don't have waterproof housings.
Because why would they?
That was extra.
They were built in-house, and they were under budget or over budget. It depends on the budget, which one they were. They were kind of loosey-goosey with where they were putting the money. But the sprinkler system only works for about 10 seconds before it runs out of water because, remember, bankruptcy. The water got shut off some time ago.
That's right.
So it's just the filthiest, stagnant water that was still in the pipes is now all on you. I'm sure it's fine.
Oh,
It was not enough to put the fire out.
yeah.
Lithium burns. All right. So you are able to get out the door with the NAS, which is only slightly damp. It should be okay, according to Dr. Professor. And
As long as he's happy.
there is a scene change, again, with a fist flying towards the screen, punching the screen, and then flying away again with the knuckle imprints that are there still.
Please make that and send it to me. I'd like to use it at some point as well.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do it. There's a free editing program called Kden Live that makes it super easy with keyframes. I teach my students how to use it. And you are back in Mo's office. You have not had outfit changes since then. There are puddles on the floor of the worst kind of water. Remember I said there was a thick carpet there? Maybe next week there won't be. One of you has motor oil stains on you.
Maybe worse.
Yeah, there's always worse. Mo could tell you stories. He's not going to, but he could. But he will not. The only person who seems to not be any worse for wear whatsoever, because he was out of range of the sprinkler system. Even if you avoided all damage, you were unfortunately under the sprinklers at some point. Sorry, Ironclad. It happens to be Dr. Professor, who got hit by a bit of splash, but not enough. If you look closely, there's a few stains on the lab coat, but that might have been lunch at some point. It's hard to tell. And the NAS is sitting on Mo's desk. Wonderful. I am so glad you have retrieved this. So, you're still here. You may go.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, I guess. And
Shower time.
Yeah. Should I see the nurse or something in case I feel sick?
Do you feel sick?
Well, you said I was starting to see spots before my eyes. So
That's because you were really close to something that was releasing a lot of radiation.
okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, you were seeing ionized particles going through the gel inside your eyeballs.
Yeah. So am I still seeing spots, or how is my vision now?
Oh, your vision is fine right now because you are not next to a radiation source anymore.
Okay. Just making sure he isn't.
Yeah.
Well, what effects he might have.
It's
Well, it's okay.
It's a one shot.
You're a superhero. So being exposed to radiation sources is part of your life cycle.
Yeah. I'm wondering, maybe I put it into his history or something like that. So.
I saw that documentary.
that famous documentary known as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
With great power shifts comes something. I'm sure it's important, but we'll worry about it later.
Okay.
Oh, Mo, you might want to check the access logs on that computer. Someone turned on the Wi-Fi.
They turned on the Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Physically disabled.
I'm told it was disabled in software. Isn't that sufficient?
Until somebody turns it back on.
I thank you very much, but I am going to ask you to go take your showers, go to the infirmary to get checked out for whatever. I need to make some phone calls. Several phone calls.
Yeah. I'm waterproof, but I got to get that junk out of my joints.
Right? My lungs itch after breathing that nasty motor oil smoke.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let's go hit the showers.
Let's go.
Please do not punch the showers again.
Yeah. So I was thinking they all kind of jump up in the air, just like, fist bump.
And then we have the team walk going down the hallway to the showers.
The slow motion.
All right. So we actually managed to do the one shot in one shot. I was worried. I only cut out one scene. Which one? I'll never tell. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you everyone for playing. My name is Crash. I was your GM for this evening. Tonight I was joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Ellie, Q, and Tom. Who would like to plug a thing?
I'll go first. Be sure to come over and check out our channel, Restless Barbarian Gaming. Ellie and Crash play over there as well as Q. And we have lots of games going on every week. You find us on YouTube, Restless Barbarian Gaming. And thank you again, Crash, for running this game. That was awesome.
Thank you so much for playing it. This was a lot of fun. I do enjoy getting to GM Cypher System. I enjoy getting to GM in general. But Cypher System is a lot of fun for me to run. And Restless Barbarian Gaming is great because of how many games there are, both variety of them and how many nights they happen. So that is super awesome. There's a little something for everyone there.
Usually it's,
yeah. Sometimes it's a little overwhelming.
I was going to say, we have to skip tomorrow's game because the GM is sick, and I think it's about 2 years until the next open spot.
Yeah. No, actually.
I saw you.
I know. We are a little overambitious with the schedule. Let's put it that way. So
I think we're exactly as ambitious as we can handle.
Yeah,
as long as you're having fun.
We are. Yeah.
I would be that ambitious if I was already retired. But sometimes I have early morning things that I have to do. All right. So Restless Barbarian Gaming on YouTube. Who else wants to plug a thing?
I don't have anything to plug other than more Restless Barbarian stuff. So,
well, clearly USB-C. I know. I'm waiting for USB-C++. That joke will not get old for me. But also,
yes, that's exactly the walk I was thinking of. Thanks,
yes, I've seen that GIF as well. I will plug my own stuff because dagnabbit, it's my podcast. So I take all these podcasts and put them over on aaronbsmith.com. And there's a RSS feed for each of these. We don't broadcast them live like Tom does. We're not that ambitious. But I like the ability to edit them down, cut out the silent parts where we're all looking, going, what rule are we doing now? Whose turn is it anyway? What's going on here? Why am I here? This is not my beautiful house. So you don't get those, unfortunately, but you do get the edited down versions. And if you want them early, you can subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming, to help us keep the lights on, along with other illustrious patrons, including Ellie, Liv, Paul, Shen, Walter, and patron emeritus Cindy. And until next time, this is Crash saying, well, that was certainly an adventure you were on. You're not scathed in any way, are you? No, I'm perfectly fine. Everything worked out for the best. Great. They didn't suspect anything. Dr. Professor reaches 2 hands up onto the sides of their head and turns it sharply and removes it. And a kobold head pokes out, going, nope, I don't think they suspected anything. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.